If AI destroys millions of jobs, which ones will replace them? That's the question no one in America can ignore anymore. Because inside offices across the country, from New York to Seattle, from Austin to Chicago, something unusual is happening. Desks are empty. Hiring freezes drag on for months. Internal dashboards show productivity rising while headcount quietly falls. The shift isn't loud. It isn't dramatic, but it is happening everywhere. So courts, and here's the twist most people don't expect. This isn't a video about doom. This is a video about what comes next, about the rise of a new American middle class, one built not in spite of AI, but because of it. But to understand the future, we have to understand the collapse that's already underway. Why AI is reshaping the job market. For decades, Americans believed automation threatened only one kind of worker: the blue-collar workforce, factory jobs, manual labor, repetitive physical tasks. That was the story of the 1990 seconds and early 2000s, when robots replaced assembly lines, not offices. But this time, the disruption isn't targeting factories, it's targeting cubicles. AI is not a mechanical force, it's a cognitive one. And instead of replacing hands, it's replacing tasks that rely on language, analysis, organization, research, and problem-solving, the very foundation of white-collar work. Between 2020 and 2025, AI didn't just improve, it accelerated by a factor of 200 to 500, depending on the domain. In just 5 years, models went from barely holding a conversation to drafting legal briefs, writing software, analyzing financial statements, generating marketing content, and orchestrating complex workflows. The office is being automated faster than the factory ever was. Factories took decades to retool. Offices are changing in months. A company rolls out an AI system on Monday, and by Friday the workload of 10 employees has already been absorbed. And Americans feel this shift deeply. Not in abstract ways, but in the parts of life that hit hardest: housing, debt, and the cost of simply existing. Young professionals can't buy homes because income growth hasn't kept pace with rising prices. Student loans eat into budgets long after graduation. Inflation pushes everything higher: groceries, rent, insurance, while salaries stay flat. So when AI enters the workplace and begins replacing the tasks that used to justify a paycheck, the anxiety isn't theoretical, it's personal. It's the fear that the job you needed to build a life is no longer enough to sustain one. That's the pressure Americans feel today, a pressure that isn't caused by AI alone, but is being accelerated by it faster than anyone expected. And in that pressure, the old white-collar world is cracking. But cracks don't just destroy things, they also reveal what's underneath. To understand why the job market feels so strange right now, we have to start with the quiet disappearance of entry-level roles. The positions that used to be the gateway into white-collar America. These jobs aren't vanishing in dramatic layoffs. They're disappearing silently through hiring freezes, paused openings, and attrition. Someone leaves, and no one replaces them. A role opens, and it stays open for months. A posting goes live, and gets removed before anyone is interviewed. It's not loud, it's not headline-worthy, but it's happening everywhere. Entry-level jobs were built around tasks that AI now performs faster and cheaper than any new hire. Data cleaning, drafting, formatting, summarizing, responding, sorting the work that once justified an entire generation of junior employees has been absorbed by automation. Not all at once, but bit by bit, week by week, task by task. And the impact hits hardest at the beginning of someone's career. Because when the first rung of the ladder disappears, the entire ladder becomes unreachable. You can feel this tension in conversations across the country. Talk to any recent graduate, and you'll hear the same story again and again. I've applied to 200 jobs, and no one is hiring. Not because companies don't need work done, but because AI is already doing the parts they used to hire juniors for. It's not a lack of talent, it's not a lack of ambition, it's structural. The work that created entry-level pathways is dissolving. And as those pathways shrink, the entire system of career progression, the system that built the American middle class for 50 years, begins to wobble. This is where the shift becomes more than an economic story. It becomes a story about the structure of American life. Because the job ladder hasn't simply changed, it's breaking. For generations, the promise was simple. Start at the bottom, learn the ropes, move up, become a senior. Become a manager, build experience, build stability, build a life. But without entry-level roles, that ladder doesn't function. There is no place to start, no first step to stand on, no apprenticeship for the future. Upward mobility, the idea that you can rise through hard work, depends on the existence of lower rungs. And when the bottom vanishes, the entire structure collapses into a system where only the already experienced can find opportunity. Americans are beginning to recognize this as a structural failure, not an individual one. It's not that young people are lazy. It's not that they lack drive. It's that the mechanism that once lifted them upward has been quietly dismantled. In the past, economic disruption happened from the outside: recessions, inflation, market shocks. But today, the disruption is happening from within the workforce itself. The tasks that held the ladder together are being automated away. And that leads us to the turning point, a moment where America must confront a difficult truth. The old system is collapsing, and no amount of nostalgia will bring it back. If the old system collapses, a new one must be built. And AI is already building it: a new structure, a new set of jobs, a new kind of middle class, shaped not by the tasks humans perform, but by the judgment, oversight, and creativity humans bring to the table. This isn't the end of work. It's the end of one version of it and the beginning of something entirely different. If the old job ladder is breaking, then what replaces it? That's the question millions of Americans are asking. Because the future isn't simply about which jobs disappear, it's about which jobs appear. And the answer may define the new American middle class. For the first time in modern history, a major economic shift isn't about choosing between human workers and machines. It's about learning how the two work together. The middle class of the future won't be built on labor alone. It will be built on collaboration, humans directing, supervising, and shaping the output of incredibly powerful AI systems. AI doesn't replace workers, it replaces tasks. And once you understand that, the picture becomes clearer. Jobs aren't disappearing at random, they're being reassembled. Tasks that used to take hours now take minutes. Processes that needed an entire team now need one person and a set of tools. The future worker isn't a task performer, they're an operator of systems. This shift creates three entirely new categories of work roles that didn't exist a decade ago, but may form the backbone of the American economy by 2030. The first is the rise of AI supervisors, the people who monitor, guide, and correct automated workflows. The second is a wave of human-centered experts whose judgment and empathy machines cannot replace. And the third is a group of cross-disciplinary builders who combine multiple fields to create value that neither humans nor machines can produce alone. These categories aren't science fiction. They're already forming. They are the blueprint for a new kind of middle class, one built not on repetitive tasks, but on oversight, creativity, and decision-making. The first category in this new economy, and arguably the most important, is the rise of AI supervisors. These are the people who ensure AI does what it's supposed to do. Not the Hollywood version of AI with glowing lasers and sentience, but real systems running inside corporations, generating content, analyzing data, making predictions, and shaping decisions. As these systems grow more powerful, the need for oversight grows with them. AI can produce output at incredible speed, but it still needs humans to verify accuracy, evaluate context, and apply judgment. And that's where this new class of workers comes in. AI orchestrators are the architects who connect multiple AI tools into a single workflow. Instead of doing each step manually, they design a chain of automated tasks and fine-tune how the systems cooperate. AI quality controllers review AI output the same way manufacturing inspectors once checked products coming off assembly lines. They look for errors, inconsistencies, hallucinations, and ethical issues. They decide what passes and what gets flagged. AI workflow designers build entire operational pipelines around intelligent systems. They map out where humans intervene, where AI takes over, and how the whole process stays efficient and safe. Advanced prompt engineers, not the entry-level meme version, act as translators between business goals and model behavior. They shape how models reason, how they retrieve information, and how they avoid risky outputs. AI compliance and audit specialists ensure that companies obey new regulations, privacy laws, security requirements, model transparency standards. As AI becomes deeply embedded in finance, healthcare, insurance, and manufacturing, these roles explode in importance. AI data curators gather, refine, and label the data that trains and evaluates intelligent systems, the raw fuel of machine intelligence. AI model validators stress test algorithms, probing for bias, instability, or hidden failure modes. In a world where AI influences credit approval, medical triage, or insurance pricing, these validators become essential guardians of fairness and safety. All of these roles share something powerful. They put humans above the machine, not beneath it. They turn workers into supervisors, not replacements. And companies are already hiring for these positions. A single American firm deploying 40 AI models may need 10 or more supervisors to monitor output, verify critical decisions, and ensure compliance. That's not a hypothetical. That's the beginning of a hiring wave that will define the next decade. In a world run by AI, the most valuable job may be the person who makes sure AI runs correctly. While AI accelerates across the corporate world, not every job faces the same fate. Some roles remain deeply, unshakably human, not because AI lacks intelligence, but because it lacks empathy, intuition, and the ability to understand the emotional weight behind real decisions. These are the human-centric experts, and they form the second pillar of the new middle class. Physicians are a perfect example. AI can scan images, flag anomalies, summarize patient histories, but the responsibility of telling a family their diagnosis, of weighing risks, of choosing between treatment paths, that requires a level of human understanding no algorithm can replicate. A machine can process symptoms, it cannot feel the consequences. High-level therapists and mental health professionals remain irreplaceable. AI can analyze patterns in speech, detect emotional markers, even offer supportive language, but it cannot build trust, it cannot form a relationship, it cannot feel the weight of someone else's pain. Healing is not a data problem. It is a human one. Executive decision strategists are another example. AI can provide information, predict outcomes, and run simulations, but leadership requires courage. It requires judgment under uncertainty. It requires understanding people, culture, timing, and risk in ways no machine can fully capture. Leadership architects, the people who design how teams operate, how organizations grow, and how talent develops, remain essential because they work with the most unpredictable system on Earth: human behavior. Negotiators stay safe for a similar reason. Deals are not just numbers, they are emotion, timing, leverage, silence, pressure, culture, instinct, things AI cannot simulate with lived experience. Negotiation is theater as much as analysis. And at the conceptual level of creativity, not the execution, not the formatting, but the pure origin of ideas, creative directors continue to play a defining role. AI can remix existing patterns. It cannot decide which idea matters in the first place. It cannot determine cultural relevance. It cannot break the frame. These human-centric roles survive for one simple reason. AI can think, but it cannot care. And in an economy transformed by automation, the ability to care, to understand people, to guide them, to inspire them becomes a premium skill. Not a soft skill, a survival skill. The third category of future careers belongs to a different kind of worker, the cross-disciplinary builder. These are the people who sit at the intersection of multiple fields, weaving together human expertise and machine capability into something entirely new. AI plus law specialists are already emerging. They use AI to analyze case patterns, review contracts, test legal models, and flag compliance issues. But the legal judgment, the interpretation, the argument, the strategy still belongs to humans. This hybrid role accelerates law without weakening its foundations. AI plus psychology behavioral designers shape how humans interact with automated systems. They decide how AI communicates, how it persuades, how it motivates, how it builds trust. These roles didn't exist a few years ago, yet companies are hiring them aggressively because every AI system that interacts with people needs a psychological layer written by humans. AI plus finance optimization strategists combine deep financial reasoning with machine-driven prediction. They use AI to model outcomes, test risk scenarios, simulate market behavior, but they retain the judgment to decide which strategy is safe, ethical, and aligned with long-term goals. AI plus engineering systems architects design the next generation of autonomous factories, energy grids, supply chains, vehicles, and robotics. They understand both engineering principles and AI behavior, which allows them to build systems greater than the sum of their parts. And then there are AI plus national security analyst people who combine geopolitical insight with machine-driven intelligence. As AI becomes deeply integrated into defense and cybersecurity, these hybrid roles become essential for protecting the country. The through line across all these jobs is clear. The future belongs to those who combine fields. From that bind, not specialists trapped in a single domain, and not generalists without depth, but people who understand multiple systems well enough to connect them into something new. These cross-disciplinary builders form the third pillar of the new middle class. They don't compete with AI. They amplify what AI can do. And in that partnership, they create value no algorithm can generate on its own. If the first 2 decades of the 21st century hollowed out the American middle class, the next decade may rebuild it not by restoring old jobs, but by creating new ones that never existed before. The middle class won't vanish, it will transform. When people imagine AI, they imagine lost fewer workers, fewer opportunities, fewer paths forward. But the truth is more complicated. Every major technological revolution in American history has done the same thing. It destroyed certain jobs, but it also created entirely new categories of work that lifted millions into prosperity. And AI, for all its disruptive power, may follow the same pattern. Think about what happens when new, higher-value jobs emerge, roles where people supervise AI, guide it, interpret it, and build systems around it. These aren't minimum wage jobs, they're skilled positions. They require intelligence, creativity, judgment, and experience. And when workers move into roles like that, their income doesn't just stabilize, it rises. Higher income leads to higher confidence. And in America, confidence fuels the economy. When people feel secure in their jobs, they buy homes. They start families. They spend money, they invest in education, they purchase cars, appliances, services. Every dollar they earn moves through the community, turning into someone else's opportunity. Housing, one of the most important pillars of the American economy, responds directly to professional stability. A wave of new AI-driven careers could breathe life back into housing markets that have become frozen by uncertainty. More qualified buyers lead to more construction, more renovations, more demand for everything from furniture to flooring to home services. Consumer spending rises with it. Restaurants, retail stores, travel companies, entertainment, subscription services all depend heavily on the purchasing power of the middle class. When that middle class strengthens, the entire economy grows. This is the part of the story almost no one talks about. AI doesn't just remove value from the labor market, it creates new value that needs humans to activate it. A service economy thrives when people have money and confidence. A knowledge economy thrives when people have skills and leverage. A future AI economy may thrive when people have oversight, expertise, and the ability to direct powerful systems. These new roles, AI supervisors, human-centric experts, cross-disciplinary builders, are not small adjustments to the job market. They are the foundations of a new labor structure, a structure that could stabilize the American middle class, not by going backward, but by going forward. And in a country where economic anxiety shapes everything from housing prices to political outcomes, the emergence of a new, resilient middle class might be the most important transformation AI brings. To understand the future of work, we also have to confront a system Americans rarely question: the college system. For decades, college was the pathway into the middle class. Get a degree, get a stable job, move up the ladder. But that promise is breaking not because students changed, but because the economy around them changed. College tuition goes up while degree value goes down, and every American feels that tension. Students graduate with tens of thousands of dollars in debt, only to discover that the job their major prepared them for no longer exists in the form it once did. Entry-level marketing? Automated. Research assistant work? Automated. Basic graphic design? Automated. Even introductory finance and analytics? Automated. The curriculum that built the white-collar workforce of the past is now outdated. Not wrong, just slow. Universities move on academic time, AI moves on internet time, and the gap between them grows wider every year. This is why colleges must reinvent themselves, not by teaching students how to perform tasks, but by teaching them how to supervise systems, make judgments, interpret outputs, and navigate ambiguity. The future of education isn't learning how to do everything manually, it's learning how to think at a level above the machine. New fields are already emerging on campuses that can move fast enough. AI governance and the study of how intelligent systems should be used safely. AI ethics, exploring fairness, bias, and human responsibility. AI auditing, evaluating whether AI decisions follow laws and corporate rules. Synthetic data engineering, building the data that trains future models. These aren't niche subjects. They are becoming fundamental pillars of the next economy. And as colleges adapt, the question for students shifts from, what job will this major get me? To, how does this degree prepare me to work with AI, not against it? The colleges that survive the next decade will be the ones that answer that question honestly and redesign their programs around the future, not the past. While universities struggle to adjust, companies are already rewriting their hiring strategies, and the changes are reshaping what it means to be employable in America. For most of the last century, corporations needed manpower, big teams, layered departments, specialist roles, entry-level pipelines. But AI breaks that model. Companies no longer need large teams to complete routine work. They need small, highly skilled groups that understand how to leverage automation. Corporate America is moving from volume hiring to precision hiring. Instead of hiring 10 analysts, they hire one strategist who knows how to command 10 AIs. Instead of hiring a room full of coordinators, they hire one workflow architect who designs an automated pipeline. Instead of hiring junior employees to produce content, they hire a single editor who supervises AI-driven creative systems. This doesn't mean fewer opportunities, it means different opportunities. Opportunities for workers who have depth, adaptability, and the ability to operate above the machine level. The new hiring model prioritizes judgment over repetition, oversight over execution, systems thinking over task completion. And for Americans trying to understand where the job market is heading, this moment provides a rare glimpse into the future. Companies aren't asking, who can do the work? Anymore. They're asking, who can make sure the work gets done correctly by AI? It's a shift from hiring hands to hiring minds. For viewers trying to imagine their place in the future economy, this is where the picture becomes clearer. The jobs that disappear aren't the whole story. The jobs that appear, the ones built around supervision, strategy, and human insight, are the positions that will define the next generation of American prosperity. As we look ahead, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Success in the AI era won't depend on doing tasks better than a machine. It will depend on doing what machines cannot do at all. AI can complete the work, but only humans can give the work meaning. Critical thinking becomes the first line of defense, the ability to analyze information, question assumptions, and see patterns that aren't obvious on the surface. AI can generate answers, but it cannot decide which answers matter, which answers are misleading, or which answers contradict the real world. Cross-disciplinary thinking becomes just as valuable. The future belongs to people who can connect fields, someone who sees the link between psychology and marketing, law and AI, governance, engineering and climate, economics and ethics. AI excels in vertical skill. Humans excel in horizontal understanding. Judgment, the skill that decides whether something is wise, safe, ethical, or aligned with reality, becomes irreplaceable. A machine can optimize outcomes. Only humans can decide which outcomes are acceptable. Ethics is no longer a philosophical luxury. In a world where AI makes decisions that affect health, finance, justice, and safety, humans must provide the moral boundaries. Machines cannot feel responsibility, guilt, or consequence. Human trust and persuasion are equally essential. Business runs on relationships. Leadership runs on credibility. Culture runs on communication. AI can generate words, but it cannot create trust. It cannot build a relationship. It cannot earn loyalty and leadership. The ability to guide people, motivate teams, resolve conflict, and build vision becomes the ultimate differentiator. Machines can coordinate tasks. Only humans can inspire progress. AI can do the task. You do the strategy. That is the defining skill division of the next decade. So what does all of this mean for workers today? How does someone protect their career in a world where AI is improving every few months? The first step is simple. Don't ignore AI, use it. Treat it like an exoskeleton, a tool that multiplies your productivity tenfold. The workers who thrive won't be the ones racing against AI. They'll be the ones who leverage it to outperform everyone else. Second, build a personal brand. In the modern labor market, visibility matters. Being known for your expertise, your thinking, your problem solving, your leadership. That's what attracts opportunities. AI can amplify your voice, but you still need a voice worth amplifying. Third, build a network. America runs on relationships. Jobs come from introductions, trust, and shared experience. AI can write your emails, but it cannot take your place in the room where decisions are made. Fourth, specialize deeply into a niche domain. Something with high barriers to entry. Something that requires real insight. AI is strongest in general knowledge. Humans are strongest in specialized knowledge. The deeper your expertise, the harder it is to automate you. And finally, learn how to supervise AI systems. Learn how to check outputs, how to design workflows, how to connect multiple models, how to catch errors before they become disasters. In the future workplace, the most valuable employee is the one who knows how to manage an army of AI tools. Future-proofing your career isn't about avoiding change. It's about positioning yourself where change creates leverage instead of risk. For generations, America divided its workers into two groups: white collar and blue collar, office and labor, knowledge and skill. But that distinction is dissolving. In the era of AI, the new divide is something entirely different. There are AI-augmented workers, people who understand how to collaborate with intelligent systems. And there are AI-replaced workers, people who cling to the old way of doing things and hope the future slows down for them. The new American middle class won't be defined by job titles or degrees. It will be defined by adaptability, judgment, creativity, and the ability to work alongside technology instead of resisting it. This is not the end of human work. It's the reinvention of it. A transformation not driven by fear, but by possibility. And in that transformation, millions of Americans will find their place not beneath the machine, but above it. AI won't replace everyone, but it will replace everyone who refuses to work with it. If you want more reality-based breakdowns like this, deep dives into the future of work, the American economy, and the technologies reshaping our lives, hit subscribe. There's a lot more ahead, and you won't want to be left behind.